Hello all. In today's video, we will take a look at what is a project and how it differs from operation. So what is a project? Here we've got two definitions from the most standard institutes of project management globally. I know we all can read, so it doesn't make any sense for me to just read out from the slide. Neither are you here for listening to me repeating the same on the screen. So in my words, project is something which is done for a specific duration of time, which can actually be ranging from creation of a product to a service or a solution, or it can be all three. It should solve a business problem, thereby assisting the organization to function smoothly. Now you can take a look at the definition that is on the screen. The Pmbok definition says that a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Prince2 definition says that a project is a temporary organization that is created for the purpose of delivering one or more business product according to an agreed business case. Now let's move to the next section. Difference between a project and an operation. I want you to think of the below example. Before we get started, project. Let's take an example for that. Building a website for a client. Operation. An IT service management work. Now let's look into the definition that is being provided there. Project. A project is a temporary process to create unique products, services, or results. This is what we saw in the previous screen as well. But an operation is a continuous or repetitive activity assisting in implementation of a process. It doesn't mean operation does not have a timeline, but the timeline is continuous. Now let's look into the second point. A project operates with definitive date. It could be end date, start date, whatever dates it is. It also has milestones attached to it. Now that is a project. An operation is a set of tasks that needs to be executed without any definitive end date. So now we can talk about operation. It can be a continuous, repetitive activity, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be always a repetitive action. It can be different actions, but at the same time, it has to be continuous without a definitive end date. Now that's called an operation. Let's look at the third point. It has a fixed budget. So basically, project always operates with a fixed budget, of course, scope, and the cost. I know what you might be thinking right now. Could the budget not extend? Of course it can extend. But what we're trying to say or illustrate probably here is, it always has a budget, scope, or a cost. Even if it means it's not clearer during the initial days of the project. While operations, on the other hand, have to earn profit in order to keep the business floating. When you have a smooth operation in the business, it will automatically start generating revenue for the firm or the organization. So those are the difference between project and operation. Now, if you want to talk about who is a project manager and how does he differ from an operational manager? A project manager keeps moving between projects, which means his role has a definite end date, at least in that project. And then he moves on to a different project once this project serves its purpose. But operations manager, his role doesn't end because the operation is continuous. Maybe we can change the operation manager, but his role necessarily doesn't end. Operations generally happen when the process is stable. So one more thing that we can look at as a major difference between operation management and project management is that operations have an annual planning cycle. But the project management terms, they have something different. The project manager works with something different. They work with time, scope, and budget constraints. The skills required for both of these are different, although there might be certain commonalities between them, but they are both different. The tasks are routine and predictable on operations, but then the projects have different tasks, which could be unique to the project and are generally unpredictable. So these are the difference that we have between operations management and the project management. I know this is a short video. We haven't covered a lot about project management, but in this video, my aim was to explain what basically is a project and give you an example as to how project management differs from that of operations management. Now, I'd like you to take another look at the example that was suggested above, where I spoke to you about project is creating a website and operations is more of working on a service desk task or something. Now compare both of it with the points that are listed. Then you'll have a clear picture as to how project management and operations management differ. In the next session, let us discuss about project management in detail. Until then, this is Vijay signing off. Thank you.